Okay, let's talk about how you're going to tactically go about looking and prioritizing and gathering your keywords, but we're only going to talk about it in theory. We'll show you actually how to actually do it, because that might change over time. It will change over time, but in general, these are the ways that we're going to gather and prioritize. We talked about the main theory earlier. Now this is more theory of tactics. We got robot and people. Okay, so you're the robot guy. That's what you work on all the time. So we're essentially where your tool, Helium 10, and other tools, what are you guys doing? You're just gathering data from Amazon or places, and
we're gathering all kinds of data that you can sort through so that you can get to the information that you need. And remember, again, in one of the other videos we talked about, the end goal is you're looking for a listing, you're looking for keywords, you're looking for images, that is all with the end goal of helping you have the best chance at getting a sale. All right. So how do we do that? We look at data. Okay. For example, right here it says look at competitors and data. Look at their listing. Look at the keyword search in Amazon data. Look at a tool such as Helium 10. Well, what does all of this mean? Well, there are competitors out there who are doing something maybe similar that you're trying to do something better than. Well, at the very least, if they're already successful doing what they're doing, what are they successful at? Use that as your baseline. Let me do that. And then what's going to push me ahead is finding some needs, which you're going to talk about a little bit later, and down here with this girl, and you've talked about that too.
The needs. We talked about many times, but yeah.
But the very baseline is the data you need to look at before you can even get to the needs, because you got to see what's already working. Maybe you're analyzing somebody who's already selling 5,000 units a month. Well, the question is, what are they doing that's working? And the answer is in the data.
Okay, so Amazon has the data. You guys gathered the data and you sort it, and you make it easier for us to take the data from Amazon and to understand it. But the data is irrelevant until you know what you're looking for here.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, remember, we're looking tactically. Basically the really important tactical one to look at is there obviously needs to be some volume, because if you're going to put it in your listing and try to make the machine happy with the search data, if you make the machine happy, it gives you people. But if there's no people to give you, then don't make it happy, okay? And then what are you saying with Amazon data? Proven, okay? If something has a lot of people looking and you have a competitor that's similar to you and it ranks for that keyword, that's proven on Amazon that, by Amazon data, that they convert for that keyword. Because Amazon just shows the products that sell the best with the keywords.
And this is huge. A lot of us who have been just selling for the last couple of years, where there's always been tool companies. Amazon's been around for 10 years. 8 years ago, there was no such thing as, search volume or a reverse ASIN tool where you can actually see where a listing was ranked on page 1. You know how before you used to see where a listing was ranked page 1? You'd go and make the freaking search. Look at all the keywords. Oh, where is it? Let me count. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this guy is ranked for this position or for this keyword number 733 because I went through 20. It was impossible.
Did you know that we all except for if you're new, we used to all just guess at what a product was called?
That's all you could do.
Now we can look at the data and look at the volume and say this is this, based upon people voting with words. The way it used to be is you would look in a market and you would look at all the products and you'd try to guess what is the best thing to call that? And you look at everybody else's title and be like, okay, it's that. But if everybody was putting it in wrong, we were all just messing up, and there was actually a different keyword. So where we're able to do now is look at this data and you just are able to see what is a good market I can compete in. And this is where we're focusing on the consumer, okay? We're going to look at the reviews, okay? So we've already identified the consumer needs, and you've sourced your product. If you're at this point, you sourced your product and you focus on those unserved needs. So look at the reviews of your competitors. Now these are the hot points where they voted with their dollars and their words and their time. So it's important to them. What did they like? What did they not like? Put that in your images. Put that in your listing. But remember, by making the people happy, you get sales, but you're not making the machine happy. So if you don't put any of the main things that are the biggest volume, Amazon's not going to show you initially, okay? So we want to get the 80-20 of where's all the good data and put that in there so you have the best at chance. So, because at the end of the day, Amazon doesn't know what your product is. So it's not going to show you if you don't put any keywords, and stuff like that. But you don't need to get it perfect right away. You can optimize and learn with the tools as you go on. Look at frequently bought together. You're going to learn more about your consumer. Look at the images that if they upload video or image, that's going to be awesome. Like, who actually does that? It might be fake, but if it's real, like especially on social media, people upload real stuff on social media of products. So that's where you can really find out what's important to them. But here's the tactical thing. Go to all these places, gather the data. I like to use tools to organize the Amazon data because it's messy. I think there's probably someone to organize social media, but maybe we'll make a video on that in the future. No promises. But yeah, basically, where can we focus on our consumer needs that we've solved that our competitors haven't, where there's volume? And then now we can go get sales through those. And like, it's like, wow, when they look at all the choices. So basically, remember, here's the goal from earlier. When they look at all those choices, we want to be like, wow, that's the one. Like, yeah, everything else has reviews and that one has 0, but I still want to buy it, even though it's more expensive and has 0 reviews because it's so great. Like, that's the goal here. I mean, somebody's got to buy it with no reviews. Maybe it's your mom or like your second cousin, because technically your family's not allowed to buy it. But okay, so yeah, I went a little rant there. But what do you got on this?
Well, again, I said it once. I've said it a million times. Always think of your goal. No matter what you're trying to, no matter what question you're asking, that you need an answer for. Before you try and find the answer, ask yourself why. Why are you asking that question? And almost all the time, it's going to go back to the original thing. You're trying to make sales. So you understand that sometimes even if you ask a question, whether it's, we'll do another video about that, about, what's in my back-end keywords. Well, the actual reason you're asking that is because you still want to get sales and you think that you're going to get sales by this metric or by this thing. But at the end of the day, ask yourself why, and then you're going to come back to these things that we are coming here. At the end of the day, you just need to look at the data. What is going to give you the best chance to get that sale? Look what it says here. Tactically prioritize the words where our product matches the image in their head. Consumer needs.
Wait, why would we do that? Like, why do we want to match it to where? I mean, it sounds pretty simple, but like, why would I want to match it where my product matches the images in their head?
Because that's going to give you the most likely chance to succeed. I mean, bottom line.
Like, you're probably going to make a sale, like if you match well. So let's take the opposite. If we're trying to rank for something where we don't match to that keyword well, why?
The only way
that you're buy it?
The only way you're ever going to get a sale is if you're the only one who's even close to it, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't find what I want anywhere, but this guy is somewhat." I mean, what are the odds of that on Amazon?
Who's the person that like they type in some obscure keyword and there's one result? Like, who's like, "Oh, let me look at the only result." They're probably like, "No, I typed that in wrong." Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, it's not going to
happen.
Cringe. All right, the next one.
Words our competitors use and rank for. Why is that important? Well, you don't have to try and reinvent the wheel. All right. Now, if you just did something on Indiegogo or what's the other crowdsourcing? Kickstarter. Okay. You've got all kinds of momentum, and maybe there is 0 demand on Amazon. There's 0 history of sales on Amazon. Well, that doesn't matter because now you got 10,000 people who are backing you, and you send them all to Amazon and you'll start doing well. That's very rare that you're able to do that. The way that you are capitalizing on Amazon is by existing demand and making that demand meeting that demand, but then even improving on that. All right.
Did you guys hear that? Did you see that? We've not talked about this. And he said, you're capturing existing demand. Existing demand.
Exactly.
So why we're looking at where words our competitors use and rank for, if they rank, they sell for it.
Exactly.
So that means that they're capturing existing demand. And if there's a higher search volume for it, that means there's a lot of existing demand, and they're proven to sell through existing demand. So it's proven that they're making money through that word. And if we think we're better than them, and they're proven to make money on that word, we should probably go for that word.
Yeah, but if you have a better product than them, it doesn't matter if you never get seen. And that's why you got to at least get the baseline of, hey, let me at least match what they're already performing on. And then what's going to catapult me ahead of them is the the improvements I've made on that. And now I'm meeting other demands that maybe these guys are not meeting for their consumers.
This is where the tools really come in to help us gather and analyze, because there's so many keywords here. That's where it just gets really complicated. I wish Amazon would just do it all. Like, they will suggest for us here, they'll give you a list of 1,000 words that they suggest you should use. They won't do that when you make your listing. They'll give you that list, but they won't give you like a download, Excel download. Yeah. Like, they don't give you any nice data like you guys.
That's what I really... don't just base yourself. That's why you notice how we have 2 different things here. We've got product matches the image in their head. Amazon is not giving you data on that. That's you. That's 100% you. You've got to search for that data. The Amazon suggests, that's one mistake that people do, is if Amazon has some metric or score, or they're suggesting something, and then you take that as gospel. That's not some analytical person who's doing all kinds of data searching and giving you the best thing. That's a computer algorithm that is telling you that. And guess what? Computers make a mistake. I've said this example before. I was trying to rank a face toner, and Amazon was telling me, yeah, you need to rank for, or you need to go ahead and advertise with 100, because it's 100% relevant to a Canon printer toner cartridge. Because just because this algorithm saw the word toner, right, and was relating it to printer toners when it was really a beauty product. And so if you just go with, hey, I'm just going to go with whatever Amazon tells me or suggests to me, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You've got to balance both of these things that Brock has here.
You're using data to make an informed decision, but you still have to use your brain. Guess what? There's not a tool ever that will just tell you what to use. If it was easy as you just bought a tool and you didn't have to think with that tool, well, don't you think everybody else would just buy that tool and then we'd all be rich? Here's the major prioritization. Where are we better than our competitor? If we're not better than our competitor, okay, we can index for it, but like, why go like pay and like really try to win a fight you can't win? If I was to launch like a decorative power bank, I probably wouldn't be bidding the heck out of Anchor like certified max power. Like, I would not be going up against the biggest person on their main key, or like on a keyword that's very niche to them. Like, I'm not going to go up against that. So where do we think we can compete? And people are already using that word and buying products, but their competitors are worse than us. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it. If you could win the fight, you go for the fight. You need to know what the total fights are. The tools give you a list of all the top fights, and then now you use all of this. You choose which fights to fight. You put up your best battle, and you see what happens.
When people are preparing for a boxing match, they're looking at video. They're looking at data. That's what you got to do on Amazon. They're seeing, hey, what is going to give me? They're training, right? What is going to give me the best chance of beating my opponent, right? I mean, it's not going to no matter what you do, guys. It's not going to guarantee you victory. But it's right. Like, you're trying to give yourself the best chance at meeting your goal. It's the same thing with Amazon.
And even like the NFL or like football, like literally every pro athlete or people in the Olympics, they're all looking at data and preparing and like, okay, so here's the image from earlier in the course. Basically, here's all the keyword data, okay? At the end of the day. So the tools and the methods will give you that, okay? So like all the methods will give you all the black area here. And then now we are just getting it down to that green area where it's like, we are going to take these fights and we're the best option here. And we just go after that and we just really optimize for that. So that's the whole model at the end of the day. You're prioritizing for those consumer needs that you're solving, because that's at the end of the day, all you're doing is you're the best option for someone. Like, why would somebody put money down for you unless you were the best option? They wouldn't. Unless they were like, that rank number 3 is better, but I'm going to buy number 2 just for the fuck of it. I'm taking risks today. Like
living on the edge.
Maybe that. All right. Well, that was a good video. All right. Thanks, guys.